Brought to you by Wall Street Prison Consultants.
Hi, I'm Olivia, a custody advisor at Wall Street Prison Consultants. Today we're going to discuss being remanded to custody at sentencing. In the realm of criminal justice, there are few moments more dramatic and emotionally charged than sentencing. It's a culmination of investigations, trials, and deliberations. For a defendant, being remanded to custody at sentencing carries significant consequences and represents a pivotal juncture in their legal journey. Being remanded to custody means that a defendant is ordered by the court to be detained in jail or prison immediately after the pronouncement of their sentence. It signifies the beginning of their punishment, whether it's a short-term jail sentence or a long-term prison term. Once the judge announces the sentence, if immediate incarceration is part of the judgment, the defendant is taken into custody in the courtroom itself. The individual is usually handcuffed by U.S. Marshals or other law enforcement officers and taken to a holding cell within the courthouse or directly to jail or prison. Upon arrival at the detention facility, the individual undergoes a booking process, which includes taking fingerprints, photographs, and personal details. Personal belongings are stored, and the individual is issued prison attire. Several factors influence immediate remand, such as: Number 1. The nature of the crime, since defendants convicted of severe or violent crimes are more likely to be remanded immediately due to potential risks they might pose to the community. Number 2. Being a flight risk, because if the court believes the defendant might try to flee and avoid serving their sentence, immediate remand is more likely. Number 3. Previous compliance, since defendants with a history of failing to appear in court or violating bail or bond conditions are considered less trustworthy, leading to immediate remand. Being remanded to custody at sentencing is a deeply emotional experience, both for the defendant and their loved ones. Even if expecting a guilty verdict, the immediacy of incarceration can be overwhelming for many individuals, and defendants often worry about the welfare of family members, especially if they were the primary caregivers or breadwinners. The abrupt transition from courtroom to incarceration can exacerbate feelings of isolation and the stigma associated with imprisonment. Defendants are still afforded legal considerations and rights such as appealing their sentence, since being remanded doesn't strip away an individual's right to appeal the conviction or sentence. However, they will typically begin serving their sentence while the appeal process is underway. Credit for time served is also a factor. If the defendant was in custody before the trial or sentencing, they might receive credit for the time already served, reducing their sentence duration. For more information on being remanded at sentencing and its implications, you should contact a prison consultant. Now, let's talk about Wall Street Prison Consultants. Hiring Wall Street Prison Consultants when facing federal criminal charges can provide valuable support and guidance through a complex and intimidating process, and help defendants take advantage of programs offering substantial early release. Here's why someone in this situation might consider hiring them. While there's no shortage of criminal defense attorneys to represent defendants in the courtroom, most attorneys' knowledge of custody ends at the prison gates, leaving clients to fend for themselves after the judge renders sentencing. According to legal statistics, 97% of those charged are convicted, with thousands of white-collar defendants sentenced to federal prison each year, the majority being first-time offenders clueless what to expect upon entering custody. Wall Street's services begin long before a defendant even goes inside, and continues after release. Depending on when retained, they guide clients through indictment, trial, pleas, sentencing, and prison survival, all the way through supervised release. By using their services, clients develop an edge when dealing with their lawyers. Wall Street takes the mystery out of the judicial court process by educating clients with easy-to-understand step-by-step explanations on federal criminal statutes, indictments, and how it applies to them, so they can make educated decisions about their case and understand the ramifications of a criminal trial versus taking a plea agreement. As I'm sure you're aware, prisons can be dangerous places, and having knowledge about prison policies, early release programs, medical care, inmate jobs, dealing with gangs, staff interactions, and the basic politics surrounding incarceration are the keys to surviving successfully and returning home safely. Many defendants are often confused listening to lawyers, friends, and family members about what will happen to them and whether hiring a prison survival consultant is helpful at all. While others may have opinions, they are typically not qualified opinions. And once sentenced, it's the defendant's freedom and safety at stake, with everyone else's well-meaning opinions being worthless. When going to prison, knowledge is key, and hiring a prison consultant with facts, instead of uninformed viewpoints, can be the difference between early release and spending unnecessary time in custody. Wall Street Prison Consultants have detailed knowledge of both the federal legal system and the inner workings of the federal prison system. Their expertise can demystify the process for defendants and their families and help them prepare for what lies ahead, by offering strategies and advice on how to reduce sentencing length through various legal channels and inmate programs, focusing on aspects legal teams might overlook. If a prison sentence is unavoidable, Wall Street prepares defendants for the realities of prison life, teaches them survival tactics, and helps with the emotional transition from freedom to confinement, as well as securing designation to a preferred facility that meets an inmate's needs and aligns with their specific security level or health requirements. Wall Street offers support in planning for life after release, including supervised release requirements and re-entry into society, and doesn't make false promises, but provide a realistic view of the situation and what can be done to mitigate it. While they are not lawyers, they often work in conjunction with legal teams to make sure that all aspects of the defendant's situation are being considered and offer more personalized and continuous support compared to a legal team, especially during the post-trial and imprisonment stages. In essence, they can provide comprehensive support tailored to the unique needs and challenges faced by someone charged with a federal crime, and help them navigate through both the legal and prison systems. It's a specialized service that can add an extra layer of support and guidance that complements the legal defense, but doesn't replace the need for competent legal representation. For more information, contact the director and founder of Wall Street Prison Consultants, Larry Levine, at 213-948-1069, or by email at help@wallstreetprisonconsultants.com. Or visit us on the web at wallstreetprisonconsultants.com.